Dr. Paul's research program includes maximising the efficiencies of smart drumlines as a better protection tool and tracking sharks that are tagged to understand their behaviours. So Dr. Paul, tell us more about your current research and what you're finding.
The main component of my research is around smart drumlines and how they can be effective for catching dangerous sharks. And what we call dangerous sharks is great whites, tigers and bull sharks. So they've been used extensively overseas in Reunion Island as part of a bather protection program, and we wanted to trial them along our New South Wales coastline. So one thing that meant for us is that we wanted to minimise bycatch by maximising the catch of our target species. So yeah, so far they've been really effective in catching those white sharks especially, and some tiger sharks and bull sharks. So yeah, it's been a great program.
Oh, and earlier today we went to sea and we talked more specifically about how these smart drum lines work. So we might look at that footage now. Just clarifying the differences in drum lines.
Traditionally, our drumline programs in Australia and overseas were that we put a baited line in the water, we come back the next day, and most often the shark was dead. As part of our smart drumline program, we're using satellite technology to let us know when that shark is on the line. So that gives us the advantage of we can respond quickly, get to that shark, tag the animal and release it as quickly as possible.
So let's talk about the actual technology in the smart drumline. Explain to us what it actually is involved.
Yeah, the only difference is that we use satellite technology. So when that shark takes the bait, it triggers a magnet inside the actual drumline. It sends a message to satellite, and within 30 seconds we're getting a phone call, a text message and an email to let us know where that location is and then where we need to go to respond quickly.
Wonderful. Just tell us briefly why we chose this location to put our smart drum lines, and how many do we have around the area?
Approximately 5 years ago now, we had a spate of shark attacks in the Evans Head to Lennox Head region. So as part of the New South Wales Government's shark management strategy, we wanted to trial a range of different techniques to increase or decrease the likelihood of any interaction between humans and sharks. So we put smart drum lines in the water at Evans Head, but also at Ballina to Lennox Head. And the locations that we selected were off popular surf beaches, where our surfing community were using our popular surf breaks, and off our surf clubs as well.
How many tag sharks have we got from the smart drum lines to date?
So far the program's been really effective. So we wanted to catch our target species, which were great whites, bull sharks and tiger sharks, and so far we've caught nearly 350 great whites, 60 tiger sharks and 60 odd bull sharks. So yeah, compared that to our bycatch, which is very minimal, it's doing really well.
Talking about the bycatch, how much bycatch have we got, and do you tag the bycatch?
Yeah, as part of the Smart Drumline program, we want to minimise any bycatch, and so far it's probably sitting at about 15% or 20% of the total catch of our animals, and so far we've caught nearly eight or nine shark species, a turtle and a couple of fish, a black marlin. So as part of the research program, we're open and transparent about what we're catching. So we're catching lots of target sharks and a very few bycatch species, but yeah, we want to minimise that and make sure, one, if we're catching a bycatch species, they are released alive and well. We tag the animals in hope of a commercial fisherman or a rec fisherman might catch them down the track. But our ultimate aim is to have none or just minimal bycatch.
Dr. Paul, can you tell us exactly when the drum lines are put out and baited and how long they're out in the ocean for?
So our target is to have drum lines or smart drum lines in the water every day of the year, but anybody that lives along our east coast knows that weather conditions means we can't get out every day. But on average, our contractors get out between 22 and 26 days a month, so we have pretty good coverage. What we do is set the drum lines first thing of a morning, and we retrieve them late of an afternoon. So we don't have any drum lines in the water overnight with no bait. So that maximises our catches in terms of that when we get to those animals, they're going to be alive. So yeah, people can be rest assured that of a night time we're not catching anything, but during the daytime when the weather conditions are good, and even on those bad days when you don't think that we could get offshore, our contractors are working hard off our coast to provide those smart drum lines off our beaches.
Wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Dr. Paul?
Overall, smart drum lines are just one component of the overall shark management strategy. So we're trying to intersect or catch sharks that might be swimming along the beaches at that time. Like you kids, we're not always hungry, so there'll be sharks that will swim past our drum lines and don't want to eat the bait. But yeah, we're doing the best we can to catch those animals. And so far, the trial's been really successful.
Thank you. Dr. Paul, so you've brought in a smart drumline for us here. Can you just show us exactly how it works and talk us through how you actually set those in the water?
Certainly. So the added benefit of smart drumlines is it has this satellite capability of when we're catching a shark. So a traditional drumline would just have the two orange buoys, but when a shark actually does take a bite on our big hook, it pulls on the trace. It triggers the line, and you can see the light there. We get a signal sent straight to satellite. Within 30 seconds of that signal going off, we're getting an email, a text message, and a phone call to tell us exactly where this buoy is, where it's located, and every 3 minutes after that, we're getting that receiver through as well. So as a contractor and as a researcher, we can go straight to those drumlines to do part of our scientific research. And as part of the Smart Drumline program, we want to maximise the catch of our target species. So we're looking at different trace sizes, so long traces and short traces. We're looking at barbless hooks, semi-barbless hooks and barbed hooks to look at the catchability and the catching efficiencies of those gears. We're actually using different baits as well, so salmon and mullet. So we're looking at a range of capabilities that these drumlines can be to maximise the catch. One of the exciting things that one of our PhD students is also looking at is the types of animals that might come up to the drumlines, whether they're going to bite on that baited hook or just swim to have a look what's there. So we actually put cameras on a lot of these drumlines to see what actually swims around them. And each day we're collecting up to 15 hours of footage of 20 to 30 drumlines to just see what swims around them. And whether that be sharks or birds that dive down through the water column down 5 metres deep just to have a look at the bait, or whales just swimming past, or dolphins. There's a range of animals that actually go up to those drum lines. But most importantly for us, we want to look at the amount of dangerous sharks that actually swim up to the bait. Do they eat it? Do they bite it? What sort of behaviour do they do before they actually take the bait? A lot of the times they just come up to the bait, suck it in like a little lolly and swim off. And literally they don't know that the hook's in their mouth until they've swam off 3 to 5 metres. So it's very important information as part of our research trials to actually look at how these gears work.